Hey everyone, welcome to Reverse Homesteading. I got a bit of a fright when I looked at the weather yesterday. It was cold, but we got down to 2 degrees yesterday morning, and this morning it was 2.8. If you're not in Australia or countries that use centigrade, yeah, obviously 0 is freezing, so 2 is not much above that. So usually I'd be putting frost covers on if it was 5 or 8 degrees overnight, which was most of winter season plus a little bit either side. So glad everything's okay, because I've got little tomatoes out here. Tomatoes are quite frost tender and they're hardening off and they're all fine. The little seeds are here, so you know they could have got a shock. And I'm still leaving the front of my mini greenhouse up, so everything in here would have got very cold last night and the night before. The night before I had my beans there, so thankfully they didn't get frosted, which was probably why I was a bit slack last night and didn't double check the forecast. But we've got our new little tomato seedlings, our Rouge de Maman ones. I'm sorry if you're French and I'm getting that wrong. I only did French for 6 months at school. Then the teacher went away. I so wanted to do French. Anyway, everything in here seems to be fine. And yeah, our little bee and butterfly mix will have to be planted out soon. They're getting big. So those little ones will have to go out. The other little one that's up that I noticed the other day was behind this tag. Ta-da! My little imperial mandarin has sprouted. I really hope it was imperial. That's my hubby's friend gave us some fruit, and I'm pretty sure it was imperial, which grow true to type from seed. So as I love to do things from seed, do I just like to do things the hard way. That's growing from seed now, so hopefully we'll have a little mandarin tree. They're not that expensive, but it's just one more thing. Here I'm going to do what I originally wanted to do with my fruit fly net. I am going to cut it in half with all of the rain and everything else that's been happening, the wind. These have been coming inward because of the weight of the net, especially when it's wet. So I've corrected it as much as I can so the little plants didn't fall over. But today I'm going to cut that, so they will have their own amount of space either side, and I've planned that with how far apart they are and how big the net is. So I need more fruit fly nets. I noticed the other day something else has fruit on it. I will show you. These little wonders. These are Granny Smith apples. If you're Australian, you will know they're a green cooking apple, very versatile. When you cook them, they do sort of melt down and you don't have to mash them or mix them or whatever. They just melt down into the mixture and make applesauce very easily. There's a second one here. I think English people as well as Australian people call it stewed fruit, so stewed apple is what we would call applesauce here. We usually don't add sugar to it. Well, I don't. A lot of people don't, I think. So they're the only fruit set I've seen so far, but we've still got blossom here, which I said yesterday I'm hoping to pollinate my pink lady with that because they're pollinating partners, pink lady and Granny Smith apples. There are others, but they're just the ones that I've got that I wanted, and I've got to refresh my fruit fly traps. So I'm thinking time is running out. We've got fruit on here and I've got to get some more nets, so I've been looking at those options online. Actually, there seem to be some good deals with Australian people online, so I'll let you know what I come up with. The little poppy's going well, and this one is going faster than the other one. It's like it's got a little hat on. You can see the black centre there. Hard to focus, sorry. Yes, it's wearing its seed. It's wearing its flower thing as a hat, but I won't mess with that. Looks very cute. The bees are still loving the borage here, but In amongst all of those is our Eureka lemon. I was happy to see this morning that it also has buds. So it must be happy. I was concerned about it. Gave it some animal manure and it's a lot better now. Oh, hello bug. Maybe it's a kind of bee. So lots of buds there coming along. So it's happy. I still have to plant it out, so hopefully it'll still be happy after that. Noticed some more progress with our seedlings this morning. That's our latest crop of coriander coming up. So I've just overplanted in there because they'll be out of there soon. And these ones are coming up too, Rosella. They are also called Roselle. I use them for tea and they're so amazing. I actually don't even use sugar. It's just really nice. This is a problem I seem to be having. Little legumes have been eaten by something. And there was another one earlier. Which one was it? I'm hoping it wasn't my winged bean. These ones, yeah. It was just my tender green bean, this one. So you can see that bean is shriveling now. It has a hole in it. I noticed actually before the rain. So I am guessing that slugs came out when it was raining and just had a good old feast on my little seeds. But anyway, this stuff happens when you're gardening organically. As you can see, these tomatoes and these ones, which have been outside the longest, are getting really big. Even these that were put out a little bit after, I think. They might have been a bit smaller to start with, so put out at the same time. But definitely these and these have been put out later. And they're really starting to kick on, so I am going to plant tomatoes out soon. Problem is where, because I planted cabbages late. So note to future self, don't plant your cabbages out late. I tried not to, but they were, at one stage they were just about the only thing that was sprouting, so I thought, let's have more. Yeah, it may not have been a great idea because they're just heading up now in spring. So the original plan was to put tomatoes under a fruit fly net here. That's only a cabbage butterfly net. It's not close enough. That's why I'm looking at nets online. The cucumbers were going to be here, plus the bed over here, which is coming from over there. I might even have to pull that garlic up early, as much as I hate to do that, because we really need the space. But there aren't any cucumbers sprouted yet, so we will see how we go time-wise. But definitely I'll have to start planting tomatoes in there. I don't have the framework for them yet. We're talking about new options. But the tomatoes themselves can be supported by the net that I made for the peas and beans, just with string. And as I said in my previous video, that string is easy to remove from something that's already growing. If you're putting something on a trellis and then taking the trellis away, anything that's something you can cut away from it is so much easier. So that will be my plan B for my cabbages taking too long and my tomatoes getting ready early. Gardening, it's always problem solving, but it's a good kind of problem solving. I thought this was originally an ant when I was just about to undo my fruit fly net, but it's not. It's a tiny, tiny little praying mantis. And I freaked him out a little bit. Sorry, little guy. I'll leave him to it. I'll see if I can measure this net without him having to move. The cool thing about seeing something like this in our garden is that we barely saw a worm. Even in the main part of the garden where there was grass, if we dug up anything, there were no worms, there was hardly any life, no butterflies. We got here at the end of summer, so there should have still been some life, but we just couldn't see it. And I wonder if some sprays and things like glyphosate and that sort of thing, weed killers, pesticides, herbicides, those sorts of things might have been used on this. But I am glad to see little creatures coming back, even if they might nibble at our fruit and vegetables. It's good to have a diverse ecosystem. Hey little guy, he's hiding, but I'm going to have to take that peg off so I don't hurt him. I need to measure the net so that I can cut it. Sorry little dude. Dudette, not sure what you are. Yes, I need to measure this. I might have to do this off camera. So he's safely climbing up to the top of the net. He went to go inside the net, but he's safe. Okay, so now we have individual fruit fly nets. They'll go about that far either side, which will be as far as I want the plant to go anyway. And the excess is just being held up at the moment by different structures. So I think that's good for now. I hope you're having fun in your garden. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.